first feature film.
Yes, it's amazing. It's very different. I was here last year with Beyond the Gates, and that was such a fun experience. And what's so weird to me is that, it's like a year ago today, I was still in the midst of editing Sequence Break. And I remember we were talking about it, and I was really excited about where it was going. And then now a year later to be back here, the finished thing, premiering it, to this audience, is crazy.
So we've literally just come from the European premiere.
Yeah.
And it went down really, really well, didn't it? It looked, and I warned you.
I know. That's
how big the screen was going to be.
It's just unbelievable. Yeah, it sounded great. People really responded. Very smart questions. People got it, And that's all you could hope for.
Now, you're still doing the acting stuff as well. You're in Ryuhei Kitamura's new movie, which is premiering at Midnight Madness.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that. What's it called again?
It's called Downrange.
That's it.
It was really cool. While I was while I was in post on Sequence Break, through a mutual friend, I ended up meeting Ryuhei Kitamura. Of course, I'm a big fan of his. I love his work. And he was about to film Downrange. And, I basically said, I'll take a break from editing. Like, you let me know when you want me to be there. And so I went and spent 3 or 4 days, shooting with them. And it's an awesome movie. It's brutal. It's violent.
You emailed me and said, Paul, it's great.
Yeah, it's great. So that was awesome. And it was good to, I miss acting a lot. As it turns out, when you direct a movie, you don't get to do pretty much anything else with your life.
Well, that's it. That's what I was going to get onto. It's the fact that how is it behind the camera rather than in front? And did you ever consider doing a cameo or appearing in sequence or not?
I certainly thought about it. Yeah, there's a lot in Oz, the main character, that is, direct from me. And I, thought a long time about the idea of maybe what if I played Oz? And went, there's no way that I'm going to be able to be an effective director if I'm also doing that. So that side was really nice, to be able to step back and focus on being a director and really, dive into that. But it's also very different because, as an actor, you spend, 4 or 5 weeks, playing in somebody else's sandbox.
Yes. And
then you're done. And then magically a movie appears. And as a director, you live and breathe this thing every day for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And so, it's different, but it's no less exciting. I certainly miss acting. I would love to, I want to keep acting.
Sure.
I want to keep directing. It's a whole new world for me, but it's really great, and I like being able to boss people around.
What was the biggest challenge that you found as a director that you wasn't expecting, or was it? Because obviously you've learned from the folks you've worked with, the directors you've worked with, but
yeah,
what was some of the most difficult things?
I think that you underestimate the time that it takes to do special effects the right way.
Right. Because most of yours practical.
Everything's practical.
Everything.
Yeah,
okay.
pretty much.
Great.
Yeah, and so there's that. There's stuff like being able to have an answer instantly for everybody.
Everything.
You know, like no matter what it is, where's the Diet Coke? Oh, it's there. And it's like, I that was something that I was prepared for because people had told me that, and I've been on enough sets as an actor to where I sort of knew that was the case, but you're still not really prepared for it, and it's grueling, it's exhausting, you're the last, I always said I wanted to be the last person to leave and the first person there, so I asked Stuart Gordon for some advice before we started. I said, first time director, what do you say? He said, well, I'll give you the same advice that Roger Corman gives to first-time directors, is sit down often and wear comfortable shoes. And that is great advice.
Yeah.
And I did. It's a marathon. It's totally a marathon, and you have to be mentally awake 100% of the time.
Sure.
But it was great. It was a great challenge, and fortunately, I surrounded myself with an army of people that knew what they were doing way better than I did.
Exactly the same as us at FrightFest now, thank God.
Yeah. This was so important. It's like getting a team together that is all equally excited about what you're doing, but each of them individually is an expert at what they do.
Yeah.
And to be able to fully trust your DP when you say, I want this shot to look like Tetsuo the Iron Man, and not worry at all, about him figuring it out and making it work. It's a real blessing, and that's how it was.
Tell us a little bit about, without any spoilers, Sequence Break. give it a couple of minute pitch.
Yeah, so
Sequence Break
is about Oz, played by Chase Williamson from John Dies at the End, who plays a reclusive video arcade repair technician, who on the same day he meets this beautiful, mysterious young woman, Tess, played by Fabienne Therese, and he meets her, and he also encounters this strange video arcade machine that begins to, as he plays it, begins to cause hallucinations, potentially mutations. He doesn't know what's real anymore. And his reality begins to crumble as he goes deeper into the game and falls deeper in love with Tess. And ultimately, Oz has to dive head on into the rabbit hole to sort out this chaos. And so we have a Cronenbergian, Lynchian, psychedelic, surrealist sci-fi horror movie that I hope blows some people's minds.
And what next for you? In a directorial, what do you want to do directorially next?
I'm working on a few projects right now that I'm hoping to get moving. I would love to play in the serialized storytelling sphere. No, I hesitate to say TV, so I'd love to play in that. My main thing is I just want my films to be visually really exciting, to always be unique and different, to never hold back. One of the things that I said to my cast and crew when we started the process in Sequence Break was I said, rule number one, if you have two choices, make the bolder one. So if something's hard, takes more time, but it's bolder, do that one. And that's what I want to do with all my films. When I sit down and watch a movie, I want to be totally taken away, and I want to be surprised and shocked and see things I've never seen before.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's what I want to do with my movies. So I've got a few projects I'm working on. It's the eternal struggle, what can you get going and how, but I'm working on it. I've got a few acting projects coming up that I'm excited about, and it'll be fun to jump back into those shoes. And yeah, I'm just, it's great. I'm incredibly lucky to get to work in the horror world. Like, what a dream. Which,
isn't it the most friendly, both with the fans and the talent? It's just, everybody's a big family, yeah?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, the thing about the horror community is I don't know, outside of the horror community, people seem to think, oh, those horror guys, they must be weirdos.
Like the people in Leicester Square,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Repent!
Yeah, repent, Jesus saves from hell, or whatever it is. And no, I mean, for me, horror fans and filmmakers and everybody involved in this community are the sweetest, smartest, really intelligent people that, I mean, when you take horror seriously, they love you forever.